Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am. You're not. How you doing? What's going on? What's going on? Guys, a lot of stuff to talk about today. But right now, I kind of just want to talk about Ryan Anderson and the fact that he lost his job. But he said it wasn't because he used the F word talking about Ken. Listen. Yes, you did. That's not, you can't use that. You can't say that word today. That word is a bad word. You can't say that word today. And, you know, there's things now, as you guys know, coming out. Did you guys see 1980 Millennial on Into the Weeds podcast? Into the Weeds podcast had FOIAs. They were entrusted with some FOIAs, and they were the emails, right? They were the emails from Gypsy and her dad. Like, that was weird. So, guys, Into the Weeds podcast, you know, they're a very underrated, and they should get more credit, I think, because they really do go beyond. They go beyond. I mean, Amber, who is Into the Weeds podcast, actually spends the time and stuff to get FOIAs and does the paperwork and actually will drive over and get it. So, you know, she deserves credit for that. These FOIAs were entrusted to them because of the way that they have handled the FOIAs in the past. So kudos to them. And 1980 thankfully was there because once again Into the Weeds podcast had some technical difficulties, but they will ultimately get them sorted. It had to do with some bad weather there. So thankfully 1980 was there to read so that there wasn't any dead air, and I highly recommend those people that did not see that, please go check out Into the Weeds podcast, their live stream from last night, which would have been the 6th of July. So a lot of things came out in there. And Gypsy, just like Rachel Garlick had said and people had dismissed, Gypsy was getting money in prison by taking on some sort of I'm sorry guys, I don't understand. So you guys should check out the Into the Weeds podcast. But people were paying Gypsy money in prison so that she could tell them what to do. Now there's a term for that, pay pig or something like that. I've never heard half of these terms, guys. I'm sorry. And I have a big age in my audience. I don't know what this shit means. Probably as much as you don't know. And those that know, please put it in the comments. So apparently Gypsy was getting paid while she was married to Ryan to have people call her names like goddess, and she was getting paid to have people call her goddess. So you know what, kudos to you, Gypsy. I'm sorry, kudos to you. Anybody, I mean, first of all, not an attractive person, Gypsy, and somebody who, according to her, very limited with articulation, and was able to run a scam out of prison, which is a joke. I mean, like, that's, you guys knew what was going on there because the prison reads the mail. So no faith in them anymore. To have somebody like Gypsy Rose calling her goddess, and you're paying for that, man, you could sell anything. You could sell anything in this country. I'm convinced you could sell anything. So that was strange. Another strange takeaway from Into the Weeds in 1980, a jam there, was that Rod's a big-ass cheater. Big-ass cheater. And I didn't get in any kind of argument or anything in the chat, but I was saying that I thought Rod was attractive, and I think Christy's attractive. You know, here's a woman who had a couple kids. She's definitely mid-age, probably close to 50 if she's not 50. And, you know, she does look good. I think she's an attractive woman. She's got nice skin, and yeah, I think she's an attractive woman. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think both of those people are ugly as hell on the inside. And Rod proved it by putting his daughter in a situation that made it her best friend and somebody that he could confide in and put her in a situation where she doesn't have to respect her stepmom. And the reason why is because her dad doesn't respect her stepmom. You know what I'm saying? Like, cheating, it's bad enough. And, we know why it's normalized for Gypsy. No big deal for Gypsy. Look, the person that I think, well, I can't even say that her mom taught her morals and values because her mom was in the grift. Please, I am not sympathizing with Gypsy. I'm not going there. And I'm not finding it okay about the crime. I'm not doing that either. This is what's going on in the world today now. More common than ever. People taking these relationships with their kids to a different level. A level of friendship, not authoritarian. I mean, that's why now parents are getting in trouble because of the acts of their child. Like Ethan, what's his last name? The kid that went in there and shot up the school. His parents are sitting in prison now. And they should, as well as him. Because when he was asking for help, they bought him a gun. When he was saying, I hear voices, please, I think I need to speak to somebody, they laughed at him and bought him a gun. Instead of being there as a parent. So there's a lot of that going on in this country. I don't know that it's going on throughout the world. I think this country is going through some horrible stuff. I don't want to make it political, but it certainly is in the homes now and in the attitudes of a lot of people. So that's pretty sad. So listen, I started off with the Ryan Anderson thing. I'm going to go deeper into this, but Ryan lost his job. Now, I saw on the live where a lot of you were like, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. I don't know. I mean, we fall in love. We think that that's the one. How far do you go? When do you stop? You're always going to find somebody that's going to say, oh, that person, he should have done that for you, or she should have done that for you. And then you're always going to find that person that says, no, I don't blame that person for not stepping over that for you. Absolutely not. So there's always going to be that. And, it's never just going to be as simple and as straightforward. Ryan lost his job because of a bunch of things, but it was because of Gypsy. Whether it was his fault or it wasn't, the topic was Gypsy. Whether it be that everybody called into the school and made complaints about Ryan taking care of people's children, why is that? Because of Gypsy. So it's all because of Gypsy. It's too bad that this man lost his livelihood because, listen, I want to tell you something. We know about Gypsy. Yes, we know about her. What if Ryan says he lost his job because of what Gypsy shared online about his past medication? That's what I thought he said. So if I misread that, please tell me. That's not okay. That's still Gypsy's fault, right? That's still Gypsy that shared that. So here's what I wanted to say, and I just want you guys to think about it. You guys think that Ryan shouldn't be involved with children because of how he felt and that he married Gypsy. And I disagree with that. Because, there are functional alcoholics that go to school, they're teachers, and they teach wonderfully, and then they get home and then they drink until they wake up the next day, and they compartmentalize that. And one of my absolute favorite teachers, and I mean, man, the guy taught philosophy. I took every course this man taught. He was like a little sprite. Seriously, he was a little guy. He was so filled with energy, and everything he taught you wanted to learn because he had that passion. And he ended up unaliving himself because he also had a problem that nobody knew about. And it never affected the studies. It didn't. it didn't, if it did, it didn't affect them in a bad way. So I mean, like, there's people that do things undercover we never know, and we're, oh, our kids are okay, our kids, oh yeah, great teacher, great teacher, great teacher, until they go looking through his trash and they find, you know, bottles and bottles of wine or bottles and bottles of alcohol. But they were just a great teacher until you saw that. So, you know, I am kind of on the fence with that. I believe that Ryan thinks he was definitely a good teacher. And will he find another job? I would think that he might find another job because there's a shortage of everything in this country as far as when it comes to people and such. So I would think that he would probably find another job, but I don't know. I hope he does. I hope that he finds another job. And I hope that he finally is done with Gypsy, but something tells me that's not the case. He's still hanging on a wing and a prayer. And, well, good luck with you, Mr. Ryan Anderson. Guys, there's a lot of Gypsy content to go through. I'd like to get back on it. Meet me at 9 o'clock today on my other channel, Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip, because that's where Rebecca and I do our Monday morning talks, and it looks like we're back at it. So I hope to see you there at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so just in a couple hours, guys. Thank you for joining me on this video. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and share. Be better today than you were yesterday, not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Thanks, guys. And guys, I wanted to say thank you for all of the emails of support. And thank you so much. And thank you for the PayPals and the Cash Apps, which don't appear here for other people to see. Thank you, and thank you. Thank you, guys.